from Tokyo, my dear friends. This is Daisuke, and I very much hope that this video finds you well and in very, very good spirits wherever you are in the world. I am, first of all, very grateful to our dear friends Farhan and David and Paper King and others who very kindly sent me some messages, either in comment sections or in private message form, telling me about a very interesting development that has occurred on the Criterion Collection website a few hours ago, I think, and it's regards to the title Uncut Gems. Now, if you check out the Criterion website right now, you can see the specifics as to what I'm about to refer to. But as some of you may recall, later this year, I believe it was around October, the Criterion Collection was planning to have its release of Uncut Gems, that title. And according to the Criterion Collection website, it would have been at SPY number 1101. And so I think that would have made it be right in October. However, very recently, and as I say, a few hours ago, I think, the Criterion Collection website has, or it is now saying, that the title Uncut Gems will be released not in October, but later, approximately 1 month later, in November, specifically November 23rd, 2021. There is also new cover art. The cover art that we had seen at the time of their announcement, the initial announcement of this title, Uncut Gems, was one kind of cover art. Now it looks like that cover art is changed to the new cover art, which you can see displayed on the Criterion Collection website right now. Also, very interesting, very, very interesting. Unlike the earlier announcement about this title, now, because back at that time, the title was to be released, for instance, there was no announcement about any 4K UHD release. However, now we see that Uncut Gems will be another title to be released now in November that will also have a 4K UHD plus Blu-ray combo option. And it looks like here that the suggested retail price is $49.95, but it's now marked down on the website to $39.96. And so whether that marked down price will change any further, will it change depending on a different seller? Again, you're going to have to check the sellers and check the website directly if and when you decide to purchase this particular item. I should also point out that in addition to the 4K UHD Blu-ray combo format option, there is also the available option of the Blu-ray, which had always been there since the initial announcement, if I recall correctly. And also, very interestingly enough, the DVD option is still available. And so if you recall our past discussions about the earlier Criterion Collection 4K UHD plus Blu-ray combo releases, we had noted, or we had remarked about how some of them did not include any optional separate DVD release possibility. And so that led to many people speculating as to the possibility, who knows, that perhaps Criterion might be considering abandoning the DVD format. Who knows? Here we have the DVD option, the Blu-ray only option, and the 4K UHD Blu-ray combo option. Now, whatever this means as far as future plans for DVD, again, I'm not sure. This had already been an earlier planned release, and then now it seems like Criterion and the licensors in question are now adapting to the 4K UHD Blu-ray combo release format possibility. And so maybe that's something to do with it, or maybe this is indeed an indication of Criterion wanting to continue with DVD. Again, who knows? We will have to wait and see with regard to future release announcements, etc. But we shall see. In any event, as for now, this is very, very welcome news, especially for those who might not want to opt for the 4K UHD option, might want to opt for the Blu-ray only format option or the DVD only format option. In any event, for everyone who might be interested, I think this is very, very welcome news indeed. Also, I should say that let's see, according to the special features section, it says 4K digital transfer approved by writer-directors Josh and Benny Safdie with Dolby Atmos soundtrack on the 4K UHD and Blu-ray editions. And then in the 4K UHD edition, one 4K UHD disc of the film presented in Dolby Vision HDR and one Blu-ray with the film and special features. And so we shall see how this figures in terms of the combo packaging and the release physical traits, etc. Also, I should say that the cover art changed too. Now, this is very interesting. What I'm assuming is that the cover art change is going to be changed throughout all of the formats. Now, I'm not at all, I don't think that this will mean that, say, the Blu-ray only format will have one cover art design and then the combo version will have another cover art design. I don't think that's the case. But we shall see what happens when the actual release occurs. Lastly, I should mention that if we recall, back a few weeks ago when Criterion had first made its announcement on its website about how it would be planning to release a number of titles as far as its first slate, its first scheduled release of 4K formatted titles, including Citizen Kane, Mulholland Drive, Hard Day's Night, Red Shoes, etc. If you recall, they did not, they had a set number of titles, but if you recall, in that set, there was no mention at all of Uncut Gems. And so this is a title, therefore, in the 4K format to be planned to be released by Criterion that is outside of that initial announcement as far as I am understanding it. And so this is also very interesting. We had, of course, considered very strongly the possibility, and I think it was very likely that Criterion would release a number of 4K UHD title formats releases beyond those early slate films that they had announced. And so, but the fact that we're getting this news now is very exciting, because what this means, of course, is that we might be able to expect a number of things. First, we can expect the possibility, at least, that maybe there might be already titles that have been announced that could also be similarly treated. In other words, maybe a title has been announced or already has been released, but now Criterion is now planning to have those titles released on the new format. So that's a possibility that I think is further solidified by this recent news. So that's very exciting. Another thing, too, is what this means is that we were expecting, or at least I was expecting, the next couple of announcements from Criterion to focus in, say, on these already pre-announced titles of the first planned 4K releases. But now we have a title that's already announced that is outside of that pre-planned release bunch. And so what this means, of course, too, is that going forward with any future possible announcements from Criterion, I think we can pretty much expect anything. And the scope of possible surprise is, I think, further broadened, which is, I think, part of the fun. This is part of the game. This is part of the fun of collecting and getting this news. So, my dear friends, this is very interesting news indeed. If you are interested, of course, please check out the Criterion Collection website directly for more information. They provide it in crystal clear detail, cover art designs, etc. Much better than I could ever possibly hope to explain it. So please check that out there directly if you can. And what are your thoughts? What do you think about this? What do you think of the cover art? What do you think of the delayed release date? I forgot to mention too, the delayed release date seems not to have any effect on the the spine number. The spine number seems to be still the same, so we're going to get some other titles that will be spine number subsequent, but then we'll of course track back when we hit that point in late November when the Uncut Gems release will be made. So when it was originally planned, it had one spine number, but now the release date is delayed, but still the spine number will remain intact. So there will be a little bit of a gap, at least for those few weeks in between the planned release date and then the actual release date. So what the earlier planned release date and now the new planned release date, excuse me. So, but that should be interesting to consider as well. So, my dear friends, what do you think? Are you excited? Are you not excited? Whatever the case may be, please feel free to let me know. As always, in the comment section below. I would love to hear what it is you have to say. Okay, my friends, so that's it for now. And so until we meet again, please be happy and healthy and well, and please keep on watching a lot of great movies. Thank you so much, as always, for your time. I very much appreciate it. And please, 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 please continue to stay strong and stay safe. And cheers.